Tay Wilkins, The Power Poise Collection. A pizza verse. Luxury line for women who run empires and everybody knows it. Some broads walk in with a plan. Tay Wilkins? She walks in with the agenda. You don't just meet Tay, you get audited by her presence. The products: executive energy, cologne spray, smells like competence, ambition, and just a dash of fear. Notes: vanilla ledger, steel espresso, and the tears of middle management. Deadline red lipstick stays on longer than your excuses. One swipe and you're instantly promoted, or at least respected out of fear. Boardroom burn candle, scented with sandalwood, jet fuel, and faint regret. Perfect for conference calls or silent judgment. Respectfully unavailable planner, a sleek black book embossed with gold lettering. Every page says, "Not my problem." When deadlines crumble and weak men mumble, Tay Wilkins don't raise her voice, she raises productivity. She don't need validation, she is the performance review. And if you don't like it, file a complaint. She'll read it, laugh, and use it as a coaster. This ain't just fragrance, sweetheart. It's a corporate takeover. Smells like success, final warnings, and one-way tickets to unemployment. Confidence ain't loud. It's Tay Wilkins quiet in a room just by existing. Tay Wilkins, The Power Poise Collection. Grace under fire, style under oath.
What the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
The YouTube Scumbag Bounty Hunter Squad. Episode 2, The Man Who Sold the Desert. A Pizzaverse Western epic. The price of progress. The railroad came the way all evil things do, quiet at first, then louder than thunder. It carved through valleys, over graves, and into towns too tired to fight back. The men who built it died in the sun. The man who owned it, he called it progress. They called him Colt Vance. He wore a white suit like a preacher and a smile like a snake. He didn't carry a gun, he carried a pen. And out in the desert, that was the most dangerous weapon of all. He bought up land, towns, and men, turning them into steel, oil, and ash. And every time someone stood in his way, they disappeared into the rails. When the law wouldn't stop him, word spread to men who didn't need badges, men who'd already buried too many devils to count. They were called the YouTube Scumbag Bounty Hunter Squad, and they rode for one thing only: balance. Admiral Impeach, David Lopez, Anthony Sessa, Sun-Grown Tricom, Aaron, Jim Martin. And now, from the east, one more had come to join their ranks, Frank Pecoraro, the man they called High Stakes. He'd been a gambler, a soldier, and a killer, sometimes in that order, sometimes not. But he'd lost something to Colt Vance once, something no amount of bullets or booze could buy back. So when the telegram came calling, Frank didn't hesitate. He loaded 6 bullets, lit a cigar, and said only one thing: "Let's balance the books." The desert shimmered like gold when they rode in. But up close, Greed County wasn't gold, it was rust. The sun burned low, bleeding light across crooked saloons and half-built rail ties that stretched to nowhere. The air stank of sweat, coal, and desperation. Impeach led the posse down Main Street slow, his coat trailing dust behind him. To his left rode Sungrown, humming an old outlaw hymn. To his right, Sessa flicked a coin between his fingers, silver flashing in the light. Aaron, young and restless, followed close behind, his hat too new for a place this old. Lopez kept to the shadows, eyes moving like a hawk's. Jim Martin rode silent, his rifle slung low. And bringing up the rear was Frank Pecoraro, older, meaner, and tired of burying men who deserved it less than the one they were riding for. As they reached the saloon, a voice called from above. "Gentlemen, welcome to Greed County." Colt Vance stepped out onto the balcony of his marble mansion, the only building that didn't look ready to collapse. His suit gleamed white against the red horizon. His smile gleamed even whiter. "I've heard of your kind," Vance called. "Vigilantes, bounty men, philosophers with pistols. But out here, I'm the law. You got a problem with that?" Impeach struck a match against his boot and lit his cigar. "Not yet," he said, "but we're working on it." That night, Vance invited them to dine. Men like him always did. They wanted to look their enemies in the eyes before buying their souls. The table was long, the food was rich, and the whiskey was older than sin. He spoke with charm, like a salesman who'd already decided the price. "You men could work for me," he said. "You've got grit, steel, ambition. I could use that. I'll pay you twice what bounty work gives." Frank Pecoraro leaned forward, cigar burning hot between his fingers. "You couldn't pay me what I lost to you, Vance." Vance's smile twitched. "Ah, Mr. Pecoraro, Atlantic City, wasn't it? A game of cards gone wrong?" Frank's knuckles cracked slow. "Nothing wrong about a man shooting a cheater." Vance laughed, but it was brittle. "I didn't cheat. I just played better." Frank smiled, but it wasn't kind. "That's what every dead man thinks before he folds." Impeach stood, leaving his untouched plate. "You build your fortune on graves, Vance. Don't be surprised when one's got your name on it." 2 days later, Greed County burned. The squad hit Vance's train in the dead of night, 6 riders against 100 guns. They came from the ridge, moving through fire and smoke, their silhouettes painted against the stars. Sungrown tossed dynamite under the cars, blasting the rails apart. Lopez shot the lanterns, plunging the line into darkness. Aaron rode ahead, cutting off escape routes. Jim Martin fired cover from the rocks, picking off guards one by one. Sessa cracked the safe open and tossed the gold back to the poor miners who'd been robbed of their lives. And Impeach, he rode the engine straight into the storm, coat flaring, smoke pouring from his cigar, like the breath of hell. When the train derailed, the sky went red. By dawn, the only thing moving was the wind. Vance's empire trembled, but the devil don't die easy. Vance called for reinforcements, hired guns, crooked sheriffs, and bounty men with no souls left to sell. But the squad didn't run. They dug in. They fought through smoke and sand, the town turning to rubble around them. When it was done, the ground was black, the rails twisted like snakes, and Vance's mansion stood alone in the distance, untouched but waiting. That's where they found him pouring himself a drink, staring out over the ruins. "You can't stop progress," he said, voice calm. "You can only delay it." Impeach holstered his gun slow. "You're right," he said, "so let's delay it forever." Vance smirked. "You think you're better than me?" Frank Pecoraro stepped forward, eyes like loaded dice. "No, we're just better shots." The gunfire came fast, 3 shots, clean and final. Vance dropped his glass, the whiskey spilling like blood. By the time he hit the floor, Greed County had a new law. The squad don't miss. The rails stopped humming. The sun came up, mean and quiet. The squad stood on the ridge, watching the smoke curl into the sky. Impeach's cigar burned low. Lopez packed his rifle. Sessa dealt cards into the wind. Sungrown leaned back, humming the same tune as always. Aaron looked like he'd aged 10 years in one night. And Frank, he just stared into the fire. Impeach asked him, "You good, Frank?" Frank grinned, tired. "Ain't about being good. It's about being done." He mounted his horse and tipped his hat. "Tell the devil I paid my debt." They watched him ride east, back toward the sunrise and whatever ghosts were still waiting for him. And that's how greed died in Greed County, not with mercy, not with law, but with men who'd had enough of watching evil get rich. But the desert don't stay clean long. Soon as blood dries, another storm starts brewing. And out past the hills, a new name was already spreading. On the next episode, The Thirst King. It began with drought. Towns vanishing, wells running dry. And one man profiting off every drop. Silas Kane, the Thirst King. He owned the rivers, the dams, the land beneath them. And when the poor begged for water, he gave them dust. But the squad was riding again, back together with Frank Pecoraro returning from the east, older, meaner, and bringing trouble with him. Behind Kane stood a darker power, Judge Holloway, the man who wrote the laws that let devils like Kane walk free. This time it wasn't about money. It was about survival. 'Cause when the water runs out, blood takes its place. Next time on the YouTube Scumbag Bounty Hunter Squad, the desert bleeds again. And whoever controls the water controls the West. So that's how it ended out there in Greed County, with the railroad burning, the gold melting, and the desert remembering every scream that ever hit its sand. But the truth, kid, ain't no such thing as the end out west. There's just who's still riding when the smoke clears. Impeach and the boys, they don't stick around for applause. They ride off slow, quiet, like ghosts that ain't sure if they're done haunting. Frank Pecoraro, he's heading east again, said he's got debts that still breathe. And somewhere out there, the wind's carrying another name. The Thirst King. A man who don't rob with bullets, he robs with thirst. And the squad's riding right into his dry little kingdom. Now if you got the stomach for more of this tale, the blood, the smoke, the justice, they don't teach in books. Then you know what to do. Hit that subscribe, saddle up with the Pizzaverse, and keep them eyes sharp for the next ride. 'Cause out here, we don't chase fame. We chase ghosts, greed, and the kind of justice you can't buy with gold. The YouTube Scumbag Bounty Hunter Squad. We don't miss, kid. We make 'em wish we had.
When I go into that ground, I won't go quietly. I'm bringing my crown. When I go into that ground, oh, they gotta bury me face down. what do I see? There's a whole damn army thinking that they're gonna harm me, saying that I'll never get free. Oh, I got troubles that won't let me be, but I won't get tired, set the town on fire till my troubles got trouble with me, thinking that they've won. It's only just begun. When I go into that ground, I won't go quietly. I'm bringing my crown. And when I go into that ground, oh, they gotta bury me face down. I've been on the run since I was a boy, but now I'm done running, got another thing coming. Watch my enemies get destroyed. Oh, I got troubles of more than one kind, but I never sleep. Gotta bury me 6 feet deep where the sun don't shine, thinking that they've won. It's only just begun. When I go into that ground, I won't go quietly. I'm bringing my crown. And when I go into that ground, oh, they gotta bury me face down. I've been counted out, left for dead, wanted with a bounty on my head, but somehow, someway, I'ma keep moving along.
In a land where clowns stream lies and snakes wear sunglasses indoors,
Left for dead,
one man rides the
wanted with a
algorithm
bounty
alone.
on my head, but somehow,
They call him
someway,
Admiral
I'ma keep
Impeach,
moving
the U2
along.
scumbag bounty hunter.
Thinking that they
He don't chase fame.
It's only just
He don't chase some.
when I
He hunts down witches and collectors.
into that ground. I won't go quietly. I'm bringing my crown. And when I go into that ground, oh, they gotta bury me face down. Oh, they gotta bury me face down.